What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here. Ooh, God, that literally hit me like a wall. I can taste your butthole right now, dog. I can literally taste. He's like staring at me like, what? We got a problem with that? You farted. It stinks. Go away. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Super. Episode 30 just came out. Kirabag is out hanging out with her mom. They're doing girly things, so just me today. But basically, I have a lot to say about this and also very little. And I would love to hear from you guys as well. So at any point, let me know your thoughts on episode 30. What you liked, didn't like, comment it below. Basically, the question I guess was it necessary to include this big recap for no real reason? Now the cool thing, which I'll cover later in the video, is they mentioned a lot of fun facts about the series so far. But ultimately, I feel like after getting basically the Battle Gods and Resurrection F anime format from the movies, it was kind of necessary. Now, in case you didn't know, originally Dragon Ball Super was meant to be just a Champa arc, and that's why they originally promoted Champa everywhere, but then we got Battle Gods and Resurrection F all over again. So at some point, as they were getting ready to release Dragon Ball Super, somebody decided, you know what, let's just remake the two movies so it flows together much better, and we got what we got. Now the question I have for you guys is, what would you guys have preferred better? Would you have rather wanted the Champa arc from the beginning, or are you guys okay with what we got? Comment your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Personally, as you guys already know, I'm a big fan of the Battle Gods arc. I like it better than the movie. And Resurrection F, I have the complete opposite feelings towards that just because it was poor execution all around. Cool ending, but the execution wasn't that great. So honestly, if we would have got episode 30 as like episode 1 type of thing, or like episode 2 or 3, I would have been okay with that because it does a really good job retelling everything. Essentially, you don't even have to watch the two arcs anymore, the first two arcs. You can watch Battle Gods, Resurrection F as movies, and then jump into episode 30 to kind of get the recap of everything that's happened so far. It does a really good job explaining everything, and I feel like this should have been the original start of Dragon Ball Super, but it is what it is. So let me know your thoughts on what you guys would have preferred in the comment section below around that. Now, as far as fun stuff, they do mention a lot of fun stuff. The first one is, or I guess the premise of the episode is, they're trying to basically find the remaining 2 members of their squad. As of right now, Beerus is going to go get Monaka, who is stronger than Goku, and he's going to be the 5th member, or I guess the leader of the squad. And then, of course, Goku and Vegeta are the other 2 slots, which means they have to find 2 more people. Who are the 2 going to be? Well, the first one that gets brought up is Oob, which is really interesting to me. And in case you guys don't know, Oob is still a kid right now. Dragon Ball Super, even after, I'm sure most of you guys already noticed, Dragon Ball Super takes place between this time period. This is Kid Buu. Kid Buu was just defeated, and this is the last episode of Dragon Ball Super. So in between here is where Dragon Ball Super is at some point. Now, Oob is still a kid. Oob just got reincarnated, and when he shows up here, he is basically like 8 or 9 or so. I don't remember the actual age. So that's why Oob doesn't get, shown in the episode so far, but it's cool that they mention him. And again, the reason why he can't enter the tournament is because he's basically a toddler, as Goku and Vegeta said. Which you would think he's probably like 4 or 5, but either way, it doesn't matter. Oob is a kid, which is why he can't join. But as they were talking about Oob, they mentioned, well, what about Majin Buu? Majin Buu is obviously strong, even though they mentioned that Beerus like stomped him out, he could still be a great member. So they fly over to Hercule's house and ask, hey, do you want to join a tournament? To which Majin Buu just says, I don't really care. But because they bribed him with a wish from the Super Dragon Balls, he ended up saying, oh, sure, I'll do it. However, instead of saying, I'll take the wish, he basically says, Hercule, this is like a really sweet moment. Hercule, you did everything for me, you gave me everything I wanted, so if I win, you can have my wish, which is kind of like a bro moment right there, which I really, really like. But ultimately, Majin Buu joins the team because he kind of gets bribed. Also, the cool thing about that scene is the whole time they were trying to ask Majin Buu to join, he's reading Nekomajin, which is another title. So it's cool little Easter egg that they tossed into that episode I really, really like. So yeah, that's how Majin Buu joins. Now, as they're flying over to Gohan and Piccolo, who are vigorously training to get Gohan back in shape, Goten and Trunks show up, and a real interesting conversation happens. Goten and Trunks find out about the tournament, and then they also mention, well, can we join? To which Vegeta says, no, until you figure out how to fight better on your own, no. So, in a way, he just dissed Gotenks. He dissed the fusion technique, which again makes me believe that we will not see fusion at any point in Dragon Ball Super. A lot of people are hoping to even see Gotenks in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form, but after that interaction, I feel like, nah, most likely it won't happen. So basically he says, until Goten and Trunks can stop relying on fusion, you can't join, so that's how they basically get kicked out. Although I feel like Gotenks would be a much better choice instead of Majin Buu, but again, fusion isn't allowed in a tournament or something, or I don't know. And that's why Gotenks can't join, because Gotenks technically is 2 people. So unless they join Goten and Trunks, but having Goten and Trunks fill those 2 slots would be a foolish choice. So that's why they don't join. As they're going towards their destination to find Piccolo and Gohan, they're awesomely training, which I love that part, by the way. Gohan already looks doper. I just want to toss it out there. He already looks a lot more badass. And they asked them if they want to join. Now Gohan says, yes, I will do it. I'm not ready yet, but I will do it. And then realizes, oh wait, it's in 4 days. I can't miss this conference, bruh. For whatever reason, you know, it is, or whatever this conference is, it's beneficial to Videl too. So I understand why Gohan made a choice that he made. He wanted to. He really thought about it. You could tell in his heart that he really wanted to fight for Universe 7. But at the same time, you have to think about the bigger picture, and you can't be selfish here, so he decided to not join, and Piccolo instead takes his spot. So that's how Majin Buu and Piccolo joined. So that's kind of like what happened there. Now, something else I want to toss out there is, as the recap was happening, and this is really interesting to me, they show everything, and basically, Whis reveals the reason why he wanted to train. This might be a big foreshadow, which I'm hoping does happen. Whis reveals the reason why he was training Goku and Vegeta was because he wanted them to fight Beerus at full power. He basically wanted to train them up because he saw potential in both of them, and wanted basically Beerus to have somebody to fight at full power, to which Beerus says, and I'll do the same thing to you. So essentially, they're being trained to fight them in the future. How amazing, I'm hoping this happens one day, before Dragon Ball Super ends, how amazing would it be if we get actually a 2v2, Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, whatever your preference is, versus Whis and Beerus. That would be absolutely amazing, and I would love to see that. So that's why he ultimately decided to take him on. He saw, you know, oh god, again? Gosh, when it hits you, it's just like, to those who have dogs, especially puppies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that first wall that hits you is just awful. Oh my gosh. Oh, when we talking about Beerus and Whis, gosh, damn it, dog, can you like go away? He's like staring at me like, what? Yeah. So how epic would it be if we get a Beerus versus Vegeta, Beerus and Whis versus Vegeta and Goku fight at some point? I would love to see that. I mean, they wouldn't mention that for no reason. They have to mention it because they're setting it up at some point in the future. So I'm hoping something that turns out of that. Now, the other interesting thing I want to toss out there is, as they're talking about, you know, looking for the Super Saiyan God, who's supposed to be this incredible warrior. If, you know, essentially they're trying to find somebody that can fight Beerus, why didn't they just go to Monaka? Because remember, Monaka is stronger than Goku, and if Whis wanted to train somebody to fight Beerus, why was it Monaka was just one that was picked from the start? Because, like, if Monaka is stronger than Goku, I mean, hey, come train, unless maybe they tried before and Monaka said no. I don't know, they might have revealed that later. But it's really interesting to see that the reason why they even, you know, were searching for Super Saiyan God was because he was so powerful and a potential rival for Beerus. So that's how the story, I guess, went in some way. So, Beerus. Buster's Far really just kind of has my brain all over the place right now. My gosh, dang it. Yeah, but anyways, I feel like Monaka would have been a much better choice for them to train, so it could be Beerus's, like, plaything, I guess, in the future at some point or whatever. But, you know, the story we got is what we got, so I don't know. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, towards the end of the episode, they mentioned that Dende is fixing the time chamber. There's 4 days left, and tomorrow, it'll be ready for them to use, essentially, for 3 days straight. So that's why they chose 3 days. So now, I don't know if they completely skipped the rule that you can only spend 2 days in a time chamber, or if this is a brand new rule that's, you know, made with this time chamber, or what the deal is. Or the Room of Spirit Time, whatever your name preference is. You know, I don't care about actual preferences. Whatever you guys like to call it, whether it's time chamber or Room of Spirit Time, is your, you know, option. But, I don't know if this new time chamber has essentially a new rule or what the deal is, but either way, Goku offers that both Vegeta himself go inside it for the remaining 3 days and train for 3 years to prepare. So Vegeta says something very interesting. He mentions that they're both already at near limits of their strength, so they wouldn't get that much stronger. It makes me think of, like, you know how, like, if you play an RPG, let's say you're like level 97, and even to get to level 99 would be cool, it's not that big difference in terms of strength. So I feel like that's where both of them are at right now in terms of, like, their power. Which also makes me think, well, why are they already being limited? If they're already at their limits, is there anything else planned in the future? Like, you wouldn't think they would mention that right now if they weren't, like, to really think about stuff in the past, or I guess in the future of the series, if that makes sense. I'm, like, really stumbling my words right now because my dog's fart is really messing with my brain. Basically, Vegeta says that they're already near the limits, so training for 3 years would do that much. But we do know they're going to go inside that room just because we see it in the manga, unless they decide to just, you know, write that part out. For all we know, well, actually, I think next week they're going to be visiting Juno, so we might see Goku and Vegeta in the time chamber in that episode, but outside of that, the tournament begins, so I don't know, they might show up or not. But either way, it's really interesting to hear Vegeta say that they're already near the limits, so I wonder what that means for the future of the series. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Bulma, or I should say Bra. In the previews of the next episode, a lot of people are going crazy because we see Goku and Vegeta staring off, and next thing you know, they see, like, they're looking at like a ship or something, and then they show a little girl inside a ship. Now, originally in the Jaco manga, they showed Bulma, and it looked just like Bulma in the manga. But in the anime, and this actually, it looks like Kid Bulma. But at the same time, it was weird the way the preview was set up because it seemed to be Bra, which is the other daughter to Bulma. So I don't know if I don't know if that's supposed to be Bra or Bulma, because again, if you read the Jaco manga, it looks just like Kid Bulma. But again, because of how the episode set it up, it looked like Goku and Vegeta were watching Kid Bra fly off, into whatever. My theory is because the next episode is going to be based around Jaco and Bulma, it was definitely a flashback, and again, it happened in the Jaco manga, so I'm pretty confident that's going to be Bulma. But if it does end up being Bra, that'd be kind of cool. But let me know your thoughts on that, who you think it is. Is it Bulma or Bra? Comment it below. But gosh, I have never had so much, not confusion, but so much, I guess, word block in my brain after, my dog farted next to me. Like, I had this entire thing kind of like scripted out in my head, and then next thing you know, everything I try to say, I'm just confused because I keep smelling this fart. I gotta open the door. Anyway, so let me know your thoughts and everything I discussed on this big recap episode in the comment section below. If there's anything you wanted to talk about, feel free to drop a comment, and, we'll talk about that. But let's see what happens next week. Lord Zuno is going to be visited in the center of the universe, and they're going to tell him basically how to find the final Dragon Ball. And are we going to see Bulma or Bra? I'm pretty confident it's Kid Bulma, because again, it was in the Jaco manga, so it looks just like her too. So we'll see where we go with that. But then again, for all we know, it could just randomly be Bra. I don't know. No, it couldn't. It would make any sense. I don't know. It's definitely Kid Bulma. It's definitely Kid Bulma. Anyway, so let me know your thoughts on everything I discussed in this episode of Dragon Ball Super episode 30 review. And I want to go clear out my freaking room. It stinks in here. You stink, dog. You stink. He just woke up. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, rating below if you did, and I'll see all you awesome Super Sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.